Scott Foster, and I'm coming to you live from the corner of 77th and Central Park West in the Upper West Side of New York City, where for the past 10 years, the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade has called it its starting mark. But now, this year, like most things with coronavirus, big events, that has all changed. And so, for those of you at home, you may not notice the differences. But if you've ever come to the city for the Macy's Parade, or if you've heard all about it, Macy's, the mayor's office, and NYPD have all made changes to what this year's parade is going to look like. Again, if you're sitting at home, you won't notice the changes much. But we know they're there. We're just going to talk a little bit about what it is to have a parade. Because I don't care if you're 5 or 55, we all love a parade. So let's talk the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. At 9 a.m. on the morning of November 27th, 1924, Macy's gave the children of New York a particularly special event. And as police escorted animals and people and clowns down the streets of New York, so born the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Now, it was just then, it was still very local, of course, as local as New York City gets. It was not televised at all. And it was just a word-of-mouth event through Macy's and through the rest of New York City. It was only on radio from 1932 until 1946, when the 1946 footage was used in the movie that was released in 1947 called The Miracle on 34th Street. From then on, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the next year, was televised. It was a national event and became what we know it as today, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, that follows every day to kick off your Thanksgiving Day. Whether you celebrate it here or whether you're watching across the world, even though you may not celebrate Thanksgiving, say in London. And as far as the balloons go, balloons didn't come in till 5 or 6 years into the tradition of the parade itself. And not until 1926 did we have our first balloon. And that first balloon was this guy. Yes, everybody's favorite cat, at least back then, and I knew him growing up, Felix the cat. He had his own cartoon, he was cool. And so maybe he got his own cartoon because of the parade, who knows. But in 1927, we started having balloons along with the lions, tigers, bears, and elephants. Hate to be the guy that had to walk behind the elephant. Though I guess it's better than walking behind the lions, tigers, and bears. I don't know, you tell me. So from 1928 until 1931, Macy's had a history of what they would do at the end of the parade was release the balloons into the air. And eventually they would deflate and they would land in somebody's yard, on somebody's roof, on somebody's car, in the river. But inside that balloon was a $100 gift certificate to Macy's. So everybody knew about this, and so they were always trying to track those balloons. Now, that stopped when in 1931, somebody flying their plane along the Hudson River tried to catch it with their wing, and instead the balloon got caught in the plane and they almost crash landed. So no more releasing the balloons into the universe, letting people to get it. Now, the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade starts way before Thursday. It starts the Wednesday before, in what we call, or what they call, Inflation Day. When right over out here in the corner, like I showed you, on 77th and 81st Street, basically between the Museum of Natural History, those two streets, they inflate the balloons. And since 1994, they have allowed visitors to come in and watch the inflation of those balloons and just see the balloons take up a whole 2 blocks of New York City and be inflated, be this huge thing, surrounded by netting. And back in 2009, 2010, when we used to live a little south from here, it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that busy. And we would go, we went one year we went, and there was nobody there. And then, of course, after that, it boomed. And now, this time tomorrow, this place, our neighborhood, be screaming with people, cram-jammed with people, loads, like traffic stopping people. And it's really exciting to see. And unfortunately, this year, we won't have it. The other thing we won't have this year is what we like to call Hot Wednesday, where we discovered probably 6 years ago that we were at our favorite place one night, Jacob's Pickles. You all know by now if you've been following me. And it was around 11:30 at night, and all of a sudden we see these things go by. And we're like, what is that? It's the floats for the parade. They come up Amsterdam Avenue, they go to 86th Street, and they go around. So that became our tradition. That becomes what we love and we call a Hot Wednesday. And our favorite part of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, when we go and watch the floats come up the street, we stand out there, we try and guess and see what the floats are. What are they? What will they become the next day on Thanksgiving Day? That's what we're going to miss the most this year because things are different. But it is a real treat to watch. As we talked about at the beginning of the show, there are changes to this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. However, again, if you are home, sitting on your couch, cooking dinner, checking out the parade, you really won't know the difference. The biggest change, in my opinion anyway, is the elimination of this 2.5-mile route from 77th all the way down to 34th Street. And the shots that you get to see on TV as it goes down those streets, as it goes down 6th Avenue, as it goes around Columbus Circle. Those are the things that you really won't get to see this year. Instead, there's going to be a reduction almost by 75% of the participants. Everybody is basically local to the tri-state area. Nobody under 18. So this year, no marching bands and other groups from all over the country. Save those tickets because you'll use them next year. And instead, we'll basically just have what you see down in front of Macy's, the VIP area where the Broadway stars go, where the floats go by, and the balloons come by. There will be some balloons, not all of them like there used to be, but there will be balloons. And then, yes, kids, don't worry, Santa will be by. Think for a moment, if I were to say, what are the top 5 balloons that made the most appearances in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, what would your top 5 guess be? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Okay, that's enough. Now, starting out with number 5, Pikachu. Yeah, it was a little shock to me too, but Pikachu has made 20 appearances. And that's the Japanese video game kind of animal rodent-like thing that has electrical powers. And there's been 3 different designs of Pikachu. The current one is called the winter design. Next up, we have everybody's favorite frog and the patriarch of the Muppets, Kermit the Frog. Kermit's been in the parade 22 times since 1977. And he's gone through 2 designs. Because, you know, can't really change too much. He doesn't wear anything. At least that's my excuse. Number 3. Now, some of you may used to watch this cartoon, as I did, and that's Rocky and Bullwinkle. They've made 26 appearances. Actually, Bullwinkle has made 23, and Rocky with Bullwinkle has made 3. And the first time was in 1961, and you can tell it was 1961 by taking a look at this bathing suit. Ooh. Now we get to 2 more best appearances. And at number 2 is everybody's favorite fast food mascot. Yes, I can only be talking about the red-haired devil and Ronald McDonald, who's had 27 appearances in the Macy's Day Parade. 4 designs. 4 designs. One being the current one, and that is called the circus design. I guess it's because he has balloons. Can a balloon have balloons? I don't know. Drum roll, please. Brrr, ding. If you picked Snoopy as your number 1 for the most appearances at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, you would be correct. And he blows the competition away. Snoopy has made 39 appearances at the parade and has the most designs ever with 8, starting with his first appearance in 1966. Now, of course, who doesn't love Snoopy? Snoopy belongs in every parade, I think. Who's your favorite character? What character do you like to see coming down the street? What character do you want to see on Thanksgiving Day in the Thanksgiving Day Parade? Was it one of these 5? Did I miss one? And don't tell me because you're over 12 years old that you don't like or have a favorite balloon that you want to see with your niece or nephew, your kids, or maybe you guys just watch it by yourselves. I have a favorite, and it's SpongeBob SquarePants. I thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you really enjoyed this Tuesday 10 Talk, and I hope you enjoy this week's Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade, no matter how different it looks to you. And whatever you decide to do with your family this Thanksgiving, as we know we've been told to do many different things, least of which is staying home. I wish you a happy Thanksgiving, a happy holidays, and have a great rest of November as we slide into the last month of this freaking wild and crazy year. Thank you very much. I will be back again with another Tuesday 10 Talk. Hello, welcome to another Tuesday 10 Talk. I'm Scott Foster, your host, and I'm standing at the 70s. Fuck you, asshole. Hey, look, an easy place to find all my Tweet Talks and my Tuesday 10 Talks. Thanks.